Winston Cup Racing on FX is brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers.
Matt Kenseth has passed leader Ward Burton to get one of his laps back, but Burton is now starting to mow down lapped cars.
And I got to tell you, if Ward Burton will just control his emotions, be patient, there's nobody that can run with him. He's fast. He's the fastest car on the track. Car looks great. He can win this race, but he's got to be cautious.
Boy, if you ever have to practice patience, it's in lap traffic here in Richmond.
On a short track like this, I mean, you know, you got to just be careful. You don't want to beat the car all up.
Now, I know he's 4 seconds back, but in third place, Ricky Rudd was 14th when this race got the green flag to restart on lap 76. He's now worked his way up to 4th place, and Rudd is coming.
We also talked about Matt Kenseth. He's still 1 lap down. Remember, he has about 15 lap fresher tires in the leader, and that's what enabled him, I think, to drive by Ward to make one of those laps up.
And another of the cars we talked about in the mid-race show to watch when we got back to the green flag was Jeff Green. And Jeff is still doing a great job right there in 2nd place, half a second behind Ward Burton.
Yeah, actually, in traffic, Ward and he are the same speed, 22.3. But behind them now is Rudd and Jeff Burton. They're 22.1s. So they're closing a little bit with the cars in traffic.
And what will happen, these cars trying to stay on the lead lap, they will fight the leader, Ward Burton. But once Ward Burton has went by them and the 2nd, 3rd place car catches them, they won't wrestle them quite as hard. There's no reason to.
And between those two groups, Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer holds on to 3rd place. Let's go to his pit.
And Jimmy Spencer has been told by his crew chief, Doug Randolph, that he has the fastest car on the speedway. Lap after lap after lap, Spencer is cutting the quickest lap times. He has pitted, came in on lap 62, and took on just 2 tires. And he's this quick, Mike Joy.
Thanks, Dick. Spencer in 3rd. Behind him, Rudd, Burton, and then rookie Ryan Newman.
Got a pretty good race for the lead now. That traffic has slowed Burton up to where Jeff Green is right on his back bumper.
Ryan Newman, he is having a good run. He was one of the teams that tested up here, and he told me the other day, it was 95 degrees air temperature when they tested.
Might have been a good day to just go home.
Here's that battle for the front spot. Jeff Green having, I would say, the best evening and day, the best race of his Winston Cup career so far, on the trail of Ward Burton. Newman and Jeff Burton locked in a battle for 5th.
When your car takes off, when you come out of turn 4 here and the car starts to push up, it opens the door down underneath you for somebody to come under you, and it really makes that's what makes this track fun to watch.
Now, this 55 car, Bobby Hamilton, he's on pit road. This is a scheduled pit stop. He was running in 12th, but he has not been to pit road since lap 24, so he ran over 100 laps. He was forced to come to pit road under green here.
Well, he'll be fine if we don't have any cautions. That'll all work out just fine for him. Eventually, you get out of sequence, he can end up in great shape, but everybody's got to pit under green for that to happen.
Comes the leader's off turn 4 right now, 40 miles an hour down this pit road. He's probably going to go 2 laps down.
But stopping now, Hamilton's on a 2-stop race.
Yes. He could do it on 2 stops should we go green the rest of the way, which is doubtful, but never say never.
No, and this place can go green for long periods of time, particularly when they're just everybody's minding their manners, and we're pretty spread out right now.
And blend in off turn 2 and try to get in there. And he's going to be much faster than most of these cars, so that's one thing he's going to have to be cautious. He's going to be catching cars with those fresh tires at such a rapid rate.
For more on his stop, here's Dick.
Hamilton did not make a scheduled pit stop. The reason he had to come in and pit was he had a tire going down.
Yeah, but he was close to having to come to pit road anyhow because he had not been on pit road since lap 24 of last night. But he still has a problem because even with fresh tires, he's up the top of the racetrack. They're just going by.
I watched Michael when he came in and put tires on. He did the same thing. It took him about 5 or 6 laps before he could ever finally get back up to speed. They got the air pressure so low in these tires that you just can hardly, it's like having 4 flat tires.
We are 1/3 distance in the Pontiac Excitement 400. Ward Burton's Dodge leading Jeff Green Chevy, Jimmy Spencer, Ricky Rudd, and Ryan Newman. No change among the front 5 at lap 142 here in Richmond. In the Pontiac Excitement 400. Next Saturday, the NASCAR Busch Series takes center stage at the newly repaved and reconfigured New Hampshire International Speedway. Jason Keller's taken over the point lead in the series, and coverage begins next Saturday at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific on FX, the Fox Networks, and Speed Channel, your home for NASCAR television.
Well, right now is when there's a lot of chatter on that radio, Larry, because these cars are running enough laps now that the drivers have figured out what they need.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our leaders have been out there almost 85 laps on these tires, about all of the top 10 or 12. So, yeah, a lot of talk about what that car doing and thinking about those adjustments coming up here shortly.
And how many people you think are happy?
Ward Burton and Jeff Green.
About 5 of them, and that's it.
One or two.
35 cars still on the lead lap. The last of those, Robbie Gordon, and just ahead of him, Kyle Petty, and then Steve Park. Ward Burton has led all but 24 laps. 4th place, Ryan Newman, slipping under Jimmy Spencer for 4th.
And that's exactly what he did. He slipped up under him. They were tight off it too over there.
Now Bobby Hamilton made that pit stop, but Dick, did that cure his ills?
Well, probably not, Mike Joy. They think they have a broken sway bar arm on that car. They're not really sure what it is. I just sent a note to Jimmy Elledge. It is so incredibly loud where they are. They are right at the exit to the corner. It is a very, very difficult place to hear. And he just wrote back, may have a broken sway bar arm.
Oh, we got trouble. Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the front stretch.
Caution, lap 146. Dale Earnhardt Jr. pounds the wall coming out of turn 4. And getting a lap back. Earlier, Matt Kenseth had passed the leader. He gets a lap back, and it's a save for Kyle Petty and Robbie Gordon, who were falling into the clutches of race leader Ward Burton.
He was right on him when that caution came out.
See some damage on the back of Schrader's car, too. I don't know if that was from checking up.
And we have about 35 cars on the lead lap, and I would say all 35 of them will probably be on pit road right here.
I can't see that side. Right side.
Oh, he just spins coming off that corner. I tell you, that is easy to do, Dick.
Now Jimmy Spencer is in right now. He's going to make a 4-tire change on his car. He said he's neutral in most of the corner, but he's losing the nose coming out. So they're going to try to fix that by taking a half a pound of air out of each of the left side tires. Spencer gone. There's nobody in the pit behind him, so it's easy for him to pit.
Jeff Green getting 4 tires, just a slight air pressure adjustment on the 30 car. The only service for Jeff Green. To Matt.
Tommy Baldwin and company already getting the left side tires. Ward Burton's down and away, but he is not going to beat the 28 off pit road. No adjustments. He said the car was sliding the nose a little bit. I just don't think there's much we can do about it.
You heard Ward Burton hit the rev chip as he tried to power out of the pits and retain the lead. That burbling as the ignition shut off as he exceeded the maximum RPM. And there's repairs on Dale Jr.'s car.
Drive it around, go to the garage.
Go to the garage.
Come around with him.
Yep.
He was picking the throttle up off turn 4.
What you get off of turn 4 and off of turn 2 here both is push loose.
Caution out for the 4th time in the Pontiac Excitement 400. 150 laps complete. Under caution for Dale Earnhardt Jr., who spun coming off turn 4, hit the wall near the start-finish line, and has taken his car to the garage. Here's another look.
What you call push loose.
Boy, that'll hurt the rear end, Dick Berggren.
Time Junior was here, he finished 10th. The second time he was here, he won the race. Today, it's in the garage on jack stands. What happened?
I just lost the race car. Track's tearing up a little bit, and I've been pushing all day. I don't know why it got loose, but let's see.
What are the biggest problems they're going to have to fix to get you back out, Junior?
I don't know. Move the rear end back over. Looks like knocked the rear end over.
Now, they can't run with it like that. They've got the rear tire off the car now. Mechanics underneath it going to try to get it back out. Mike?
He came in here 9th in the Winston Cup point standings.
All right, I think that where all the liquid come from, that's not rear end grease. It's on the ground. It's out of the oil tank. They have to replace the oil tank. The oil tank is right by the left rear trailing arm. And what happened when he hit that wall, that trailing arm went over there and busted the oil tank where the oil for the car
you
is.
see the oil tank right in there.
So they're going to have to change the oil tank.
That's the trailing arm, and it went up and hit that oil tank.
And the rest of that oil, Darrell, is all the way around the racetrack. They've had to put Speedy Dry down from the exit of turn 4 all the way around.
See, when he hit
Jeff Hammond.
Mike, one of the things you're talking about is the oil tank on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car is located right here on the left rear. This is the trailing arm. So when the rear end housing went over and came up, it probably has punched a hole somewhere or knocked one of these fittings loose on the oil tank, and that is where the oil is coming from right now. That could be a big problem as far as trying to get that car fixed. One of the other things we had happen here today was Bobby Hamilton's car lost a sway bar arm. Let me show you where it is and what it does. Here's a sway bar arm that connects to the sway bar. The sway bar itself helps maintain the car's attitude in the corner. A lot of times Darrell and Larry talks about big sway bars. Keep that left front pinned down to the ground to make the car rotate through the corner, make that turn to the center better, and keep the nose down on the exit. When you lose that bad boy right there, she flops around really bad, real hard to handle through the corner into Darrell.
Oh, yeah, and of course, I just can't imagine that it came off, but I guess it did.
Well, and we heard Dick Berggren talk about he had a flat tire. These tires don't have interliners in them. If he had a flat left front or right front, it rubs the sway bar arm off before you can get back to pit road and get 4 fresh tires on. Makes a ill driving race car.